just normal shit. Like it's just these two dudes that like talk about normal shit, but they're just funny. Like they're just a late night talk show. But they had Vic Mensa on, and he dissed academics, and they kind of like laughed at academics. So academics,
on your show?
yeah. So academics called them out on like Twitch. Or something, which is kind of weak, like, you know.
It's Twitch, man.
Yeah, Twitch. He like called out a TV show on Twitch, and so now they're like kind of like jokily beefing because they're not even taking him seriously, like.
Yeah.
And they're just jokesters too, so. But it's fucking hilarious. Like, you gotta watch that show. You gotta look him up.
Text me the name so I'll see it.
Yeah, Jesus and Miro. They're funny as shit. But yeah. So back to the OG thing. Let's talk about that.
Yeah,
like,
so like the safeguards of hip hop. So yeah, Joe Budden, academics to like just like bridge that gap for like, you know, what's popular into with like the mainstream or whatever. Charlemagne. Maybe I don't know. I haven't seen this Jesus and Miro, but are they?
They're kind of young and they're kind of new. They're not famous. Well, then now they're famous, but they're just two normal dudes from the Bronx, and I think somebody thought they were funny at a party and were like, dude, let's make you a show, and like it just took off. Like they're genuine as hell, but I think they need more exposure before they're like dubbed OGs of like.
Oh yeah,
you know.
they're youngsters. They're finding their platform.
I mean, they're about like they're probably 30, but they're just you can tell they're like maturing in their themselves.
Yeah, no, it's gotta be people who's like, you know, just had that rep in hip hop for a while. You know, I think Ebro would be another good one.
Ebro, yeah. Dude, I think Charlemagne and Joe Budden, honestly, because they're like. They're in your face enough.
Yeah, but we gotta find 5.
We gotta find 5?
Yeah.
Okay, so Charlemagne, Joe Budden, Ebro,
I think academics, because I think you need to have that.
You gotta have, and it's wrong. He kind of gets slapped around, but he does.
But and he gets better though.
He gets better.
Like Joe like trained him, you know.
He put him through the gauntlet for sure.
Yeah.
But he's you can't just have like you gotta have a voice for the young people. You know, you can't just have all these old dudes up there like talking shit, and they get crusty. You know, you gotta have.
Yeah, because otherwise it'd just be Joe Budden the whole time. like that Migos song. Call nigga hate it. Call Joe Budden.
Dude, I like it.
That shit was hilarious.
They do get like, dude, they're like sometimes I feel like they're the grandmas of hip hop, like the angry, disapproving grandmas.
Who,
you know?
Migos?
No, like Joe Budden.
Oh.
Like sometimes he's just like fucking unhappy. Like can't really, like kind of just hating, but like.
Yeah.
You know.
I don't know. Joe's funny, dude, because he's I don't know, because like he's always gonna have like 5 opinions for one thing, and they're all conflicting. So, you know.
I know, but that he's like.
So it's like.
But that's
like there's like some there's a good truth of it like to his.
He's always on to something.
Yeah.
But he can't always explain it clearly. You know, like I don't know. But that's why he's important, is because he has that perspective that like he's a little bit beyond.
Yeah, he's a little wacky.
He's a little wacky.
Yeah.
But he's on to something. You know, he's not just crazy.
Yeah.
Like with no point of reference, he's on to something.
Yeah.
But he's spirited as hell. Like he's just.
I love that.
Oh yeah, me too. Yeah, but that's what they need. Like that's what hip hop's about. Is like you can take like it's about like the people. You know, it's about like hip hop will tell you something, even if you don't want to hear it. You know, hip hop will be mean about it.
Exactly,
hip hop will fuck your bitch.
And it needs to be, because there's no culture inside of just like a vacuum. You know what I mean? Because it's give and take with the people. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's like, all right. Even like within the movies, like that's why one thing I don't like is like certain critics or whatever, like they'll either like they'll all kind of like champion a dude, you know, and be like, oh, like we're rocking with this movement, so everything they do is fucking gospel, and it's like, nah, like fuck that, like no one should be infallible, you know what I mean? Like Like if there's something wrong, like call that shit out, and then like you know what I mean, and then like the hierarchy, like the five hip hop elite would be like, yeah, nah, fuck that, and then, or maybe one would be like, oh yeah, let's keep that going, and like the people, because at the end of the day, the final word is gonna be with the people anyway.
Yeah.
They're like,
but that's the thing is like the people.
Like so it shouldn't just be like, oh, yeah, we're gonna just like ride with this dude no matter what, like on some cult shit,
Yeah. Yeah, no, they do that, and that's the weird thing is, I guess I don't know enough about the industry, but like, so I like him, but Lil Pump, he's like obviously one of the people that, or one of the artists.
I just like that one song.
Which one?
Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang.
Well, you gotta listen to Iced Out Chain, dude. That's another one.
No, I heard it. I just
No.
Honestly, like usually when I hear Lil Pump, it like my ears like do this thing where like they start bleeding, and I'm like, oh, I need to turn this off.
Well, you kind of gotta like that. Like, if you're not into bleeding ears, then it's probably not your guy. But if you like that, but no, like philosophically, I think him as a person is the philosophical message. Is he's just an artist expressing his environment. So the fact
what's his environment? What is he expressing?
Well, he's from Dade County. He's rough neighborhood. He's probably seen death. He's probably maybe even caused death. Like he's a hood. He's a hood. And so he's just expressing himself, and like the fact that. But I mean, that's the thing about even rappers that don't have much to say, as long as they're genuine. It's just like like think of like the old.
Nah, honestly, I'm not with that. Like, I think if you don't have shit to say, stop rapping. Like,
well, no,
like what's that? I had that.
I'm not saying he's the most.
That nerd thing? Like, say less. That new nerd album. What are they talking about?
Yeah, well, hold on. So the value in people like Lil Pump, or an artist like Lil Pump coming up is he's now on like what, number 2, and on the Billboard 100.
I don't know. I don't pay attention.
Well, he's on the radio, and soccer moms are hearing him, and they're going, "Oh shit, my kids are listening to this," and it's just like metal in the 80s and 90s. It's like, okay, instead of reacting like this is evil and bad and we need to stop it, what we need to do is practice compassion and say, okay, why does this exist? Why does this person exist? Why? And then why are they so popular?
Exactly.
This is prominent in our society.
Because so, when they emanate the culture, well, in that regards, like the comparison I'm kind of drawing from you is like when NWA was coming up back in the day. You know what I mean? Like, when they're seeing shit with like fucking people getting beat down by the cops and shit, and like fucking guns and drugs in the neighborhood. You know what I mean? Like,
they were just saying it.
Yeah, and like, but the thing is, they had something to say.
True.
Too. Like it will, like, granted, like, yeah, they were talking about like dark shit, but it wasn't. You know what I mean? It exemplified things. Whereas, like, I don't know what the fuck I don't know what the fuck is Gucci Gang even. Like, I don't know.
That's just his crew.
Like
him and like
I got no insight from that song whatsoever.
No, they're like the lyrics are totally dry. It's just the darkness of it all and the heaviness, the grunge of it all is alarming, I guess. And now that like the middle class is being saturated with it, it's kind of, hopefully it grabs attention and people in their shock go like, shit, like we got a problem if this guy's saying this and people are resonating with it.
Yeah, but people don't care anymore, man.
But I mean, that's, yeah, true. But hopefully, like that's the, but this kind of taps onto like our XXX discussion earlier about how I didn't quite get it, but you got it because you had a deeper perspective on what he was talking about.
Yeah. I know. So it lighted me on Lil Pump. Like,
well, I'm just saying, like it's the shock value in the fact that kind of music and expression A exists and B resonates with so many people. It's alarming.
I guess I don't really see. I guess maybe I need to listen to more Lil Pump because I don't even know like what the message is behind
There's no
it
message.
that's resonating.
It's just darkness. It's just heavy darkness. That's it. And really just indulgence.
I mean, I think even in heavy darkness though, there's a message too. Cause like I mean, like one of my favorite rappers is Cage. You know what I mean? And like, like if you listen to like that's like, you know what I mean? He talks about like real satanic shit, like not the like just like indulgence bullshit, whatever, like actual like dark magic shit. Like I fought with that. You know what I mean? Like,
well, definitely more of a message in that. I'm not saying that like he has really a message at all. I'm just saying like even the most dense rappers, as long as they're genuine in being themselves, there's philosophy in that. You know, even if they're not really saying anything, just being themselves is like, whoa, that's a crazy ass person.
Yeah, because
where did they come from? You know,
because you could always, you know, learn something from the genuineness at the very, because like, but yeah, like I said though, like I think genuinity, I don't know what the genuineness, whatever, fucking of like that's gonna eventually come across, or if it's not, then that will come across. And I don't know. For Lil Pump so far, though, I just don't know what he's about.
I don't either. I think it's just more the shock value of like the fact that he exists. He's just like a holy shit kind of person.
Because like we were saying with Lil Xan earlier, you know what I mean? Like right, completely wrote him off. Like, all right, like we're end of the rope here. The dude's naming himself Lil Xan, but then like when you like the more I like got into him, like checking him out, like he's a genuine cat. Like he like I said, he'd be someone who I don't want to go fucking rail bars with. Like, yeah. Like the kid's dope, man.
Yeah. Yeah, I gotta say he's growing on me, but I have yet to make the final decision for myself. But he makes dope music. Like he's I could listen to this shit all day. Like, it's catchy, it sounds good, and yeah, if you're railing bars, this is what you want.
Man, yeah, I can't be doing no stupid shit like that no more. Though.
No, we're getting older. We can't. It's not over, but it's over.
It's yeah, that's a honeymoon phase of life.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I think a hierarchy in hip hop.
It's not right.
But yeah, I think a hierarchy in hip hop, like especially like an elected official hierarchy, I think it'd be healthy, but
yeah, especially if it's on rotation, you know what I mean? So it doesn't become like some like dictatorship kind of bullshit. Like these are the higher sales, like, you know, like nah, nigga, you gotta step down after 5 years. You know what I mean? And then we elect our new leaders, and it can't be, you know, just like the presidency. You know, you can't go back to back. Like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Well, after the 8 years, right?
That would be so interesting to watch. You know, like hip hop, the progression of it.
A hip hop election? How fun would that be, bro?
Who would vote? I think probably rappers. I think the rappers would vote, right?
Yeah. So, and not just rappers, but all the elements. I think b-boys should get a vote. That needs to come back hard. You know, all the graph writers. Like, it would just, I say like, you get a vote if you're a artist in hip hop, whether it be rapping, DJing, b-boy, whatever. If you had a performance, you know, if you had a few performances, like, you know, we decide like however many performances that year, and then if so, then you're allowed to vote in the hip hop election.
Yeah, that's probably a good one. I think they should probably have. I don't know. I mean, if you want to look at the value of hip hop and influence of society, I think people in the civil rights movements especially like activists and stuff like that. Teachers, like, you know, at colleges and stuff, like you should have
like historians.
Yeah, like if you're a professor of Black history, you gotta vote.
Yeah.
You know, I think yeah, I think there's probably like criteria beyond just musicians, but I don't know. This would all be so interesting just to like witness, and then the influence in hip hop it would have, because they wouldn't always they wouldn't have total control over it, because like SoundCloud and stuff, or like the internet rappers and stuff, like obviously that's what the people want, and that goes against their grain.
Hey, and then that got me thinking too, like outside of like just like you know, the personalities that like talk. Another good type of like figurehead for the would be, you know, someone like a Spike Lee, or like, you know, or like the whatever director that made the Breakdown, or, you know, or like
anybody who who has like philosophical input or influence, probably, or is a part of the hip hop culture. This would be amazing to watch them like set it all up and decide it, you know, like, where'd you hear about this? Because I was thinking about it. I was like, man, these guys should have like some power. Like,
I think it was on Everyday Struggle, or it may have been like, I don't know, it was just some random interview that popped up on YouTube.
Yeah, let me see. Who'd you vote for? I think you already went through it. So yours is Academics, Budden,
Ebro,
Charlemagne,
and then, man, probably like maybe like Chuck D.
Chuck D?
Yeah, from Public Enemy.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's just because like he's been in the game so long, and like,
yeah,
like his mark on it was like so revolutionary, and like, yeah, you know what I mean? And he still has like, you know, a very like deep relevance with hip hop, as far as, you know, him helping out behind the scenes and stuff. And
personally, I would trade out. I agree with you on just about every single one, but I would trade out. Who would I trade out? Shoot, because I like them all. I don't know who I'd trade out, but I definitely. This is just me. I want Dave Chappelle in there.
That'd be a good pick, honestly.
I want Dave.
Dave Chappelle's hip hop as fuck, dude.
I just watched both of his new.
Oh man, those are so good. We should watch those.
Those are heavy, and they're so funny. Like,
yeah.
He's just, dude. He's the god of comedy right now, dude. Like, he's dancing on that line. He's just comfortably and arrogantly, like.
As one should, like,
no, yeah,
and it's not even
rightfully so, like,
oh my, I was talking with this friend I met actually last night, like, she's saying, like, just making a off hand joke about like LeBron being cocky, I think, like, oh, look at him, like, just being the best, all cocky and stuff. I was like, well, it's not, you know, it's not really arrogant if you're that good, like, right? Like, if he was, like, talking out of his ass, and it'd only be that, like, if he sucked or something, you know what I mean? But like when he's dominating the game, like, why shouldn't he?
Oh, yeah, no, he's totally right.
Like,
he's
yeah,
right.
You know what I
like,
mean?
Dude, I don't think there's ever been...
The only thing that where it would be like, is like once it goes outside of the game, and it, like, you still got that attitude, like, nah, nigga, this ain't basketball no more. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Shit, know your place, sit down, be humble. Like, but, you know, if you talking basketball, like, fuck it, that's you rocking at it. Tell him you killing it. Like, I don't see nothing wrong with that. Like,
yeah. Oh my God! Speaking of like really weird white rappers that like you got a second guess. You like at first you're like, what the fuck, dude? But then you're like, wow, he's actually serious. Like he's actually genuine as fuck, and he's like really doing it. This new guy, C. White. Have you heard of him?
Nope.
Man, he is.
I don't know
something
none
else.
of these new cats, dude. I don't hear about no one unless fucking my like Instagram followers tell me.
Okay. See,
That's how I find out about it.
I scan the internet sometimes. Like,
No, because I look at, you know what I mean, like I pay attention to what my people are into. You know what I mean? That's how I found out about Lil P. Like a few of my homegirls that like, you know, were following him and like. So like I'd only found out about him like a few months before he died.
Lil Peep was the shit.
Yeah, dude, and like, so yeah, it's that's how I find out about anything now. Like, cause like whatever my tribe says, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I just vibe with my tribe. Like they go, Lil Peep, all right, let me shake him out. Oh yeah, like this is like this speaks to me. You know what I mean? Yeah, so.
No,
But
there's this.
otherwise, like I don't pay attention to the billboards or the radio or any of that shit.
No, this guy's really small still, but he's like, he's a trip, dude. He's like super just gutter as fuck. Like
Who's
he's
that? C. White?
yeah, and he's just like he looks like. I mean, he's got just kind of like a plain like white guy face. Like he just looks like this white guy. But dude, I don't know. I think he's got some background. Like he grew up in like I don't even know where from, but he just like, but he's serious, man. And like I watched an interview with him, and he's just like yeah, I've gotten shit my whole life, like about like people thinking I'm like trying to be black and like all that, but I'm just trying to be myself. And like he went to jail, and like he got like an extra 6 months because he wouldn't cut his braids off, and like dude, he's just like super about it, like.
Yeah, I mean, it's no, like I don't know this, but like going off experience of like seeing people like that, like it's just like they're influenced by black culture. You know what I mean? And it's not like they're trying to be black. Like maybe that's just how they grew up.
Grew up.
I know plenty of white dudes in LA. You know what I mean? Who like. Just grew up around all black people, and like they're not like trying to be something they're not. You know
just
what I mean?
who they are.
Yeah, like that's always what they've seen. That's what they grew up on. You know what I mean? Like,
but no,
so
it's but the thing like right now, if you actually like YouTube, if you search white rappers, it's disgusting. Like you see the dumbest motherfuckers, like so many of them. So whenever I see a new one, I'm just like. I just gotta watch this to like cringe, you know, like, but like this one, like, but him, like, he's like the one coming up right now where I'm like he's serious, like, he's like really like just being himself, and he's like expressing like
that's what all
his environment,
express
like,
yourself, yeah.
Like he's actually just expressing himself.
That's what's up,
but
dude.
he is like so gutter though, like it's just a trip to see.
Dude, I think that's what like if people just allow themselves to be themselves instead of being afraid of like what people are gonna think.
And that's the thing,
then you shine. You know what I mean? No,
yeah, he's like, and that's what's the trip about him.
Like
he shines,
it don't matter, like, cause
he's so against the grain.
You know, like even like fucking Trump. You know what I mean? like everyone was here, cause like what was everyone saying? I was like, oh, you know, I just want a president that tells the truth. I want a president to tell the truth. And then we get shit like, oh, not if he's horrible. Like, like this is what you wanted.
Yeah.
Be careful what you ask for.
Yeah. That's what thing about Trump is he actually like through all of his lies, you can see what he means.
Yeah.
You know, he says nothing.
He's the worst liar. Well, I don't mean to me, but like apparently not though, because a lot of people believe this.
I know, but don't listen to what's coming out of his mouth. Don't listen to his words. It's like it's vaguely. I don't want to compare him to Joe Budden. That's like sacrilegious. But like vaguely, it's just like listen to what he.
Oh shit!
You know, like
is Joe Budden the Trump rap?
No, Joe Budden's the disapproving grandma. We already. No, Trump is just. Trump, man, like,
no, but it's all love too. Joe Budden's actually like one of my favorite rappers. Like
no, dude,
I grew up on him. You know,
I discovered him when I was like 19, so I've been listening to him for like 6 years.
I've been listening to Joe Budden since middle school.
Yeah,
like I'm a diehard Budden fan.
Yeah, I wouldn't say I'm diehard, but I actually like
So
what he has to say.
I know he's not gonna hear this, but if you do end up hearing this show, I ain't talking shit. Well, maybe I am talking shit, but it's out of love. There ain't no hateful shit. I'm just being honest.
No, I like listening to him debate people.
Oh, he's so fun.
I know. Cause he digs in hard, like he just digs in, like it's hard to get him to admit that he's wrong.
Well, and also, like he's not because he doesn't care if he's wrong or not. Like he just,
but he's gonna fight.
He's just trying to like get their gut. Like he's
his facial expression.
He's like an acupuncture person. You know what I mean? He's just like looking for the perfect place to put the needle. You know what
really
I mean?
Good. Getting under their skin.
Yeah.
He's really good.
Like, all right. How am I gonna poke him here? Like,
just kind of like Charlamagne, dude. I want to see those two go toe to toe.
Have they not? I
don't know.
That'd be funny.
He's probably been on the Breakfast Club. I haven't seen it though. But yeah, that would be hilarious. But I don't know. It could be enlightening. But no, Trump, like, you don't listen to, like, what he says. Like, anything he says is not going to be what he's, like, about. But it's easy to see what he's about. Yeah. It's always been easy to see what he's about.
He's very transparent.
Yeah, he is. He's not hard to figure out. He's never been that hard to figure out. It's just, like, you got to know that he spews lies. If you just know that, like, everything he says is a lie, then it's like, oh, that's who he is. You know, it's just easy to figure out if you just know that about him. And it's like,
how's it? Truth begins with lies.
Yeah, especially if Trump's talking. Like.
Hey, but that only makes Joe Biden more so the Trump of hip hop.
Dude.
Oh my god.
Joe. He's one of my favorite characters right now. Him and Sean, man.
Most down.
Dude, I love them, but even they get under my skin.
Really?
Yeah. Well, I'm a white guy, man. It's easy to get under my skin. I'll admit that. But that's
that is a real thing though, you know, like, cause like super racial. Mm-hmm. Black people have tougher skin because they have to go through more shit. You know, so like white people have this like, you know, they've got a different life to where you don't need to build as much tough skin.
You know how much sunscreen is a bitch. It's not even cheap. The good shit's bad for you, or the good shit's expensive. I mean, the cheap shit's bad for you. But no, like I kind of like it though. Like I think I'm addicted to anxiety.
You're addicted to anxiety?
I think I'm addicted to anxiety, and like
that's a terrible drug, bro. You should like switch.
But it's useful, kind of, because like I kind of like self-reflection is so hard, but I kind of like it's stressful, you know, like looking at yourself and analyzing yourself.
Yeah, but the courageous don't give up trying.
And the freaky...
there's this quote like you know, like no man can stand, like no honest man can stand what he sees in the mirror, mm-hmm. right? But you know you're only weak if you give up trying. You know what I mean? Yeah. You still fucking, you know, face your fucking self and do it. You know, but like.
Yeah, but I kind of like it. You know, like that's why I don't know. I like watching like. I don't know. I like this whole this neo civil rights like movement and how like debate has become such a big part of it, and you know argument is like kind of back in style. It's super back in style now, and like calling people out, you know, for like how they are and who they are, and like
well, and the internet's helped with that a lot too. Yeah, you know? Like just like putting people the fuck on blast. But then, you know, it has its other sides too.
No, it's a multifaceted thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Cause like one thing, I don't know. I feel like there's way too much idolism now and not enough like ideas and like actual movement. Like cause now it's like the ideal is the movement.
I watched
if someone has like this ideal, right? Like then it's like, oh, like that it's a movement now because we have a hashtag for it. It's like, what the fuck? Like granted, like awareness is important, but you're not fucking changing shit with a fucking hashtag. Get the fuck out of here.
No,
you know?
dude, I watched this interview with I forget who it was, rapper, but really neat dude. He might actually be one of my picks for like the OGs, like the elected officials in hip hop. But
wait, who?
Fuck, who was it? I shared it on my Facebook last night. Fuck, but he had a good point. We're in a society today where we don't root for the underdog anymore. We root for the winner. Like Trump, like the Drake and Meek Mill beef. Like everybody rooted for they were like, who's winning? Okay, I want that guy. I don't want the guy that actually came from the bottom and that actually has something to say and that actually has like, you know, a perspective on like what, like the philosophy of hip hop. I want the guy that's winning.
That's another cat who needs to stop rapping. Fucking Drake. He doesn't have anything to say anymore.
And all he ever had to say was how much he loves girls and shit. Like he didn't like.
Yeah.
He can rhyme.
But not gonna lie, I fucked with him when he first came out. I was about that. Like no, he is like a couple.
But he wasn't hard when he first came out. He wasn't trying to be hard.
No, he wasn't. But is he trying to come off hard now?
I know he tried to like, you know, get all tough and like, you know, he didn't like. As much as he could.
Everyone knows him as Degrassi. They know that nigga's gotta sit down. Like,
I know.
You know? Like, come on.
Nah, I got sick of him pretty quick. I actually never really liked him. Like,
I did.
I liked
when
songs.
When he first came out, like, I wish I could fuck every girl in the world. Like how's it go? like when he first came out.
I like the Run Forest one.
That shit was. Run Forest.
Yeah,
like,
the one. It's just
got your name.
Yeah.
Yeah,
come on, dude. Anything. I don't care how trash of a rapper it is. If they say my name, if they hype me up, dude, my name's Forrest. Okay, I get a lot of shit for my name. My whole life.
How many Forrest Gump jokes did you hear growing up?
I don't even want to talk about it. Dude, I was born a year before that movie came out.
Stop it.
Yeah.
So that movie fucking just chopped your
ruined my
style and then just like ruined it.
Dude, it's and the thing is, I love that movie, but Forrest Gump
just because his name Forrest?
Yeah.
That's why you love that movie?
No. It's a fucking good movie. It's a good fucking movie, man. That's like, dude. But
I'm fucking with shit.
Yeah, dude. I don't even. God, if I would have ran track in high school. Actually, I would have gone with it. I would have started in a wheelchair. I would have got some fucking braces, walked up and busted them off.
I can see you pulling some shit like that too, though.
Dude,
put it on the braces.
I'm so sarcastic. I'd have to do shit like that.
Yeah.
This poor kid. Boy, he's got heart. Halfway down, bust him off. That'd be hilarious.
Oh my god.
Yeah, no, that was pretty much the only song I liked from him, but I don't know. And then I also don't like I'll be a hater. I don't like how like successful he was. You know, he kind of like owned the game for a while, and he was like.
Doesn't he still?
Yeah, kind of. Like, well, he's not really.
I don't know. It's weird. I don't know. Like, I'm very like happy about the rock that I live under, because because if I don't care about some shit, I don't like fucking. I don't even hear Drake songs. I was just at the club last night for a minute. I don't think I heard a Drake song. If it was on, I was too drunk to hear it. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. I don't know.
I if I don't fox with something, I just tune it out. Like my bunny ears are fucking on fleek. It basically no, because like what that is, like it's a you can train yourself so you could develop to have bunny ears, and like so like because what they do is like they fold their ears down, you know, and when they do like they'll be doing that like when they're you know like sensing danger or something or looking for food, and like so they'll block out like all the unnecessary information and they'll only hear like the shit that they need. You know what I mean? And so like I bunny ear like fuck, dude. Like if I don't like like fossil, like doesn't. I'm. It does like it never like it doesn't even like penetrate into like my being, you know. Like so I don't even like I don't know even the name of the last Drake album that came out. Like, I have no clue what he's doing. I've heard that he's still selling millions, so I mean he's doing his thing. So kudos to him. I just don't care.
I don't know. I think he figured it out. I don't think like.
Oh yeah, no, he's definitely running the system.
But yeah, he's
whatever. I don't care about that.
Yeah.
Like I just, cause like we were going back to like what we were saying, dude. Like genuine or not, like dude, like I don't know, like you just have that like sixth sense, like oh is this cat genuine? Do I, you know, at least me, as an artist, like it being, you know, like my first album was Honesty is Mandatory, you know, so like I gravitate to what I find genuine, you know what I mean? And if I'm not fossing with it, then I just don't foss with it, like I don't know. So like
sometimes you just really want to hear a
no hate on them. I hope all artists prosper. Fucking we need more art to change the world. But,
yeah, true. Very true.
Get it now.
And like that's the beautiful thing too, though, because like everything isn't needed for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm sure there must be like millions of people getting hella shit out of Drake, and like more power to them. You know what I mean? Just for me, there ain't nothing there for me.
Those
but,
dense motherfuckers. If you feel Drake, if you like really feel
you know
Drake.
someone bumming along in the car like feeling that, like, ooh yeah man, like my girl too, man, that's what I told her.
Oh, I miss you too.
Oh man.
But you know that's like some white lawyer in LA just like, oh so my sappy. Baby girl, oh she does need new tires for her Mercedes. Like shit, I forgot, I'm sorry.
Oh man.
Fuck those people. Fuck them.
Fuck them all. Yeah, man.
But I don't know. I just, dude, hip hop. I went through a real weird phase, not in hip hop or music or anything, but I did a lot of mushrooms and yoga for like a year.
You said for like a year?
For like a year. And
mushrooms.
I discovered a lot about.
I think you just said like the whitest thing that you've ever said.
Well, I don't know if you can see the hue of my skin, but I'm fucking pink, man.
Bro, you know I'm a fucking mushroom whore.
I know.
I'm about that.
No, like it was an interesting period in my life. I was 22, I think, and I was just doing a lot of mushrooms and yoga, and basically
life was good, eh?
No, dude, it was trippy. It was trippy. It like killed my sex drive. Like I did not want to have sex. I felt like a fucking monk, but it wasn't like it was enlightening, but it wasn't like blissful and amazing like people say. Like it wasn't like.
That's so weird. Mushrooms do not kill my sex drive. But ironically, you know what does? Fucking Molly, dude.
Really?
I feel so asexual with Molly.
Well, it wasn't. I don't think that I was doing like if I do mushrooms, I'll get horny. But like, if I'm doing them all the time and like exhausting myself doing yoga, it's like I like It almost felt like I was connected to something that I don't even remember. But what I took from it was.
Oh, you're connected, all right.
I know. But what I took from it was I was like, man, I started realizing like there's some oppressive shit in the world, and like like I was waking up and like I was like damn, and then like I was like really feeling it, and then
never do DXM then.
Why?
Because it takes like that kind of feeling and just like hyperdrive on the paranoia to that.
Oh god.
Like you can't even walk into like a freaking like a Taco Bell. Like you can't even you'll just be like, oh my gosh, this is mass marketed. Like,
dude, no, I do. That's me. Like that's me on the daily now. Like that's what that period of my life like made it uncomfortable for me to go to like my sister's high school graduation. I was like, this is a fucking like cryptic weird ceremony that shouldn't even exist. Like we're indoctrinating people into a machine.
But it stays. it stayed with you, like.
Yeah, dude, that's why. Like, I didn't used to be...
like you couldn't like break, because like I feel like like for me like psychedelics never have that like lasting effect. Like I could take the good.
Oh, dude, it stuck with me. Yeah, it stuck.
But like you know what I mean. But like yeah, like it like being all like tripped out. Like then I don't know, because like for me I always felt very like comfortable. That's what I was too good at fucking doing drugs. That's why I went to that. You know what I mean? Because like I always felt like very like comfortable in my skin on it, like because like which helped me, because before I didn't feel comfortable in my skin, and like so I kind of needed that for like a transition point. Yeah. But then once I was able to be comfortable in my skin without it, like then it just became like a crutch. You know what I mean? Like, like this is how I could be comfortable. Like. But like,
I'll just take drugs every day.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
And that's not good, yeah.
Yeah, and then you go down that rabbit hole.
Yep.
But...
Then you gotta go to counseling.
No, but fucking like, dissociatives though, like you can't shake that shit. Like I mean, like, plus I went way past the point where you're supposed to go, right?
Yeah.
But then... You know, because, like, you know, that's the one where you see the freaking people, like, all, like, tripped out on the side, like, talking to themselves, like, and they're just gone, like, for good. Like, you know what I mean? In the middle of the city, like, just in their own shit, like, like fucking twerk. You know? So, like, I mean, I guess it's even fortunate that I was able to come back. But, like, still, there's, you know, like, I'm starting to, like, now get to a phase where I'm feeling, like, better again, and, like, not like, I don't know, in this constant, you know, like under this constant like pressure of that like mindset. Okay. But yeah, that it's very like long lasting.
Yeah.
Cause like
I feel like I'm changed. Like that changed me. Like,
yeah,
dude, if you would have known me.
Yeah, there's some like. There's certain points that you go like where there's no coming back from, you know.
Yeah, you just readjust.
Yeah. You just have to like, kind of compensate for it.
Dude. Okay, let me go even further back. Give you a little backstory on Forrest. So when I was in high school, my mom got in a nasty divorce with my stepdad. Blah blah blah. I ended up with my biological dad in Hawaii. Yeah.
Poor darling.
Yeah, so, I mean, no, but that's just a prelude. I'm not looking for any sympathy. I'll take it if you got it, but, no, so...
sympathy here.
So, yeah, I ended up in Hawaii, and I was from Boise, Idaho, so only white people. That's it. There was Mexicans, but Mexicans, they stay with themselves, especially if they're not the majority.
Especially in Boise, Idaho.
Yeah, especially in Boise. They kind of, they're over there. Yeah. And they like it that way. But, yeah, so I go to Hawaii, and I learned about the word, I learned about the word haole.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, fuck you. You know? I didn't do anything to you. Like, you know, like, and then, like, I fell into the typical, and granted, I was 15, 16 years old. Fell into the typical, like, that was a long time ago. Like, you know, like, I didn't, like, that wasn't me. Like, that was, you know, like, just the whole get over it mentality. Like, and I made friends with the cowboys, and they actually weren't even white, but they were, like, country boys. And
well, it's like, it's to a point. Like, I feel like our generation is really going way too hard in this victimhood shit. Because it's like...
Well, let's do a point, but...
Because it's like... Alright, someone does something bad from you, right? Okay, obviously, you're a victim. So now... So, like, be a victim. I don't think that's expressed enough. That, like... Yeah, like, if... Like, sometimes you are a victim. And, like, there's... And that's okay, because everyone gets victimized at some point. You know what I mean? Well, it's not okay, but, like, you know what I mean? Like... It happens to the best of us, right? So be a victim. Allow yourself to experience those emotions instead of like, you know, just using that as a crutch, like, and then, you know, continuing a cycle of victimhood, like, you know what I mean? And like just allow yourself to be human and fucking be that victim, and then so that you can move on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And because like that's the thing, and otherwise it like it's gonna take power of your whole life.
I think that's totally true, but on the flip side, and I really have no right telling you this because I'm a white guy and you're a black guy, but think about Polynesians or Native Americans, for example. You could say that about them, like they have their problems that they, like demographically, like it's easy to say like they could work on things on their own, right? Like they've got.
Not really. they're pretty fucked, man.
They're fucked. But I mean, like even like people that move off the reservation, I've heard them say about their own community, like everybody just does like meth and drinks a lot and spends their government checks on like drugs or whatever. Like
yeah, well, because if you're addicted, stuck on drugs, then obviously that's what you're gonna do.
I know. I guess they fall under like they are the victim and they're being the victim. What you're talking about, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
but what I was saying is like, so from their perspective, so from my perspective, I was just like, yeah, I'm white, so what? I didn't do anything to you, But like, if I were them, like I'd never put them in my shoes because I was angry because they were giving me shit. But if I were Polynesian and I learned that like this was my ancestors' land and like all of a sudden like the U.S. government is now controlling it, I'd be like, damn it, dude, that stings. Like I might go fuck with some white people. Not right, that's not right, but like I can see why they would like lash out, and I can see why they would be upset and act even unfairly. But
it doesn't matter if it's right. Like everyone's just human, man. Everyone needs to relax. Like they should react. Like, because if they don't, they're just gonna get fucked more.
Exactly, and they do. They do react.
It's like, like the instant if you got like homeless people outside the door, like they're banging right on the door and they're like, like I'm sure you heard that skit, like, they're banging on the door, they're like, hey, let us in, we're hungry. No one answers them. So all right, now, like shit, everyone's on drugs out there, like. Now they're like fucking trying to knock down the door. They're getting guns. They're banging like, hey, like we're hungry. No one still lets them in. Like, all right, now they're blowing up the fucking door. They're coming in. They're taking everything.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? They're like, oh, like why are you acting like this? Like why are you getting all violent and shit? It's like, motherfuckers, we told you we was hungry. Now we taking shit. Like you didn't because when we asked nice, you didn't listen. When we asked louder, you didn't listen. Like, all right, it's a matter of time, man. So yeah. So. Back to the history of Forrest Lundstrom. So in Hawaii, I dug myself really hard into that mindset of like, was me. I'm a white guy, but it wasn't me. And kind of dug into like the anger of it too. And like I was on a slippery slope. Like my best friend was Filipino and Portuguese, but so I never really got into like the color of the skin thing, but I was like, fuck it, I'm European, like big fucking deal. I didn't hurt anybody, like fuck you. And which is justifiable, but like, rightfully so.
But that's a slippery slope at the same time.
No, because I've seen where people take that too.
It can go in a couple directions.
Yeah.
So yeah, I got.
Yeah, and you just gotta show compassion, everyone, man. Like bottom line, because like.
Well, anyway, so fast forward a few years, I was depressed and just kind of lost in life, feeling like a failure, and I was like, what would be a good idea right now? Psychedelics. Worst idea ever. But, but I did it, and then and I learned a lot, and it was hard, and I kept doing it, and I got into yoga because I appreciated it, and I was like, how can I extend this without taking drugs? And yoga seemed like a good idea. But then it made me see like, okay, so if you care about all this stuff, like, I don't know, it really put me it made me care. And as like a white guy who cares, it's kind of a weird place to be, like it's kind of a confusing place, like it's kind of confusing spot to be.
That's what we need white people to care.
I know.
Like that's.
I know, and it's important that people do.
Yeah.
But it is a growing experience. You know, it's uncomfortable. You know, like it's
growth's always uncomfortable.
I know, but I think that's a major
it's
issue.
But like, better to be uncomfortable than like eating where you shit.
Exactly, totally. But I think that's a huge issue in the country and the world.
Gotta
is like
grow up someday.
white. I mean, fuck it. I'll let's just take a dear friend of ours. We won't name names, but we know who we're talking about. White wieners are ruining the world. Remember that conversation?
White. Oh.
I love her. But there's people like that, but they got a point, you know, like white guys are flaring up in the country. And they're stubborn right now, and it's important for people to go through that transition, and I think that could be my cross to bear, is helping my people understand, dude, because they're my people. I get upset when people talk about like white guys, you know, and it's kind of like, all right, fuck you, but I guess I'll listen. And then I usually there's a point, you know, but it's like, you know, they're my people, like Europeans, they're my people, and we got some growth to do, and it's not comfortable, and a lot of people are digging in against it, and it took me a lot of drugs and a lot of physical exertion with intention in the yoga on the mat
Oh man, exertion on the mat
to really figure
that's what makes a man.
To really figure it out. That's what makes a man, dude.
Yeah.
You humble yourself on the mat.
Straight up.
But I think it's important.
How
like,
monk-esque, mate.
But like white guys get a lot of shit right now, but it's important for us to like get this message. And I worry because it was hard for me. Like now it's kind of fun and it's uncomfortable, but I kind of enjoy it in a way. But there's a lot of guys that just, you know, aren't down to like put in that work. But it's important for them to learn, you know, and they're actually very vehemently against these ideas, you know.
Well, they're vehemently against change, is what it
exactly. Which is so necessary, and like, you know, it's so
it's necessary, but like you said, it's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And so what it is, excuse me, people are just afraid, you know.
Yeah. It's so super afraid.
Like it's so of change, which is like it's the one thing you can be certain of, right? But
Change.
people are so afraid of it.
Dude, I know, dude. But I'm just hoping that like hip hop.
I don't know why
so
they get
much.
so worried about, anyways. Because as the more things change, the more they stay the same. Anyway, it's just a big old circle.
I know.
Everything's gonna be all right. Come on, man.
Dude.
Let's change.
But I don't know. Change. We gotta embrace it. It's just like a fucking trip, dude. Like the world right now is just like, you know, when you drop boomers and you boom, and it's like if you fight that like blast off, it's like, oh shit, you know. But you gotta just let it happen. We're blasting off right now. Like
that reminds me of DMT.
Yeah. It's just like
you just like let go, man,
like,
into the universe.
You're like, yeah, you just kind of gotta let go, and we're not letting go. And I hate to say it, but I think it's my people that are holding on. You know, like it's like my.
You're saying my.
Dude, they're my people. I'm not gonna.
That literally.
They're my people, dude.
I can't.
It's hard, dude. It's hard, but
my people.
My people, the Europeans, man. They're my people.
I guess, man.
And they're letting me down, and they're letting everybody down, but they're my people, and I'm just gonna try and do what I can.
I gotta process this. We'll go back to that on the next.
All right.
Okay, but as far as you know, utilizing drugs for change.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, you shouldn't, because it never ends there. You know, There's
No.
too many.
I think people need to be more informed about.
There's too many branch offs, right? But here's the thing, like for me, because like, you know, being a little like kidnapped bastard and shit. Like my wires were already like, I needed like a rewiring, right?
Mm-hmm.
For me, I felt like, so I felt like because for me, like being like, I never really had like, you know, a fear of like that loss of control. Like so like that was the, you know, my tipping point is that like, whereas other people like they want to do this much and like you know, I want that loss of control. I want to feel that because like I don't know, but I don't as far as utilizing for that chain, like I think everything, they're just catalysts, but like the thing is that everything can be a catalyst, and you know, with drugs you're gonna have, you know, that dark side to it, you know what I mean? Because if she'll get you high, she'll get you low too, you know?
Yeah,
kind of thing.
totally, yeah.
And like,
Just add friends.
so like, you know, it's like a double-edged sword with it. Whereas like, you know, you could have that same catalyst point from something which is gonna give you life, you know, like, you know, meeting a new friend, you know, a marriage, a kid, you know what I mean? These are all other like catalyst point which could, you know, which lead people into a whole new state of mind, you know? But so like that's the thing, like I think the blurry thing with drugs is like you don't see it, it's like because you have that, you know, that kind of jump, but you're relying on the drug. So like if you can't then, you know, take that straight and just leave the drug, like, you know what I mean? Like boom, you do that, your mind's changed, and then you should be on to the next trip, so to speak. You know what I mean? Like you trip, you have that thing, and then you like, so realistic, like you should never need to trip again. But then if you keep going back to it, then you don't really have that. You've never really jumped that, you know, there's no growth there because you have to keep falling back on what you're using. You know what I mean? You're relying on this, like this fake jumping point. You know?
Yeah.
So it's like, but you got to get to the point where you could just leave that and do it on your own. Because if you can't, then it's just,
like learn the lesson and leave.
Yeah.
Yeah. Otherwise, you start to abuse it.
Well, then like I said, then it becomes a crutch.
Yeah.
You know? And you're like basically a person with a handicap. Like if you know what I mean? Because you're only working at 100% while you're on the drugs. Like that's, you know what I mean? Like, so like going back to being like, you know, just regular, you can't, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's fucked.
Yeah, dude,
you're fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just wish there was more like education and information for people to safely utilize, especially psychedelics, because those things can really mess you up, like your mental and emotional state. Like if there's potential there, but there's also equal potential.
There's so much misinformation and shit. Like this thing, like, you know, like with them calling like ketamine like horse tranquilizer and shit. Like, no, they don't use that to tranquilize horses. That's a outright lie. And like, you know, you get so much of that with you know, the powers that be or whatever, trying to like scare people out of doing drugs. But if they just were like straight up with people,
I know,
and gave the real information, then, you know, people would be able to use them a lot more safely and not
and
harm
get
themselves
more out
as
of
much.
it.
Yeah, get more out of it and not hurt themselves as much with them, because there's too much bullshit around them.
Could you imagine it? Like, fuck.
No,
like what the world would be like I feel like psychedelics.
That's why freaking like Xans and like heroin are like so on the rise right now. Like, there's so much.
Yeah, people just they want like.
Cause like there's no quicker way to make someone want to do something than tell them they're not allowed to do that.
Oh, totally.
You know what I mean? Like, you learn that as a kid. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
but like Xans and like opiates and stuff, I feel like that's like the the man. You know, like it's his replacement for like real drugs, like doing like psychedelic, like shrooms, DMT, LSD, Mary Jane, even maybe a little coke, like coca tea. Even you ever done that? Like I had the coca leaf, like stuck it in your cheek. Like
you know,
it's a lot more mild.
Coke's
like,
on my no-fly list. No, I know my one. Of I probably shouldn't say that. But yeah, I've seen the coca leaves.
Yeah, but I don't know. I just feel like if people did those and had like safe access and information about them, people would get a lot more out of getting fucked up. You know, like we got alcohol, opiates, and Xan. Those are like fun, and I do them and like them, but there's really nothing. They're the most boring. Like they're the least interesting drugs there are. Really, like
I don't know. I think that's the little of the whole like my drug's better than your drug.
Well, they're not better, but like as far as like personal growth and like. And,
well, no, because like you know, like I said, like each thing for each person. You know, everyone needs something different.
I mean, there's definitely people that
like so like. You know what's one person need, like.
Well, hold on.
People kind of gravitate. I feel like towards the drug that like for what they're trying to fix. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, so if
like they may not even know why. Like they're just like they just feel it. Like, oh shit, my dopamine levels are low. Like they fucking gravitate towards.
I'm not saying that certain
you know?
people might like benefit. Like, I'm sure there's people that need to be prescribed opiates or Xanax or things like anything. You know, like every drug has a purpose and a value, but as far as a society, like on a societal level, an informed society on psychedelics as opposed to an informed society on opiates and benzos, which is what we have now, I feel like would be much healthier, you know, than what we have now. I just think that people would probably have more fun, find more like inspiration, and live like have a healthier relationship with mind-altering substances if we could utilize those in a responsible way. You know, not get rid of the other drugs. I'm just saying, like, we are flooded with benzos and opiates right now, and it's kind of dark, you know, and it's coming out.
That's on purpose too, you know.
I know. So that's all I mean. Like, I'm not saying that my drugs are better, but and I don't even really do those anymore. But like,
yeah. Dude, perfect timing for it.
Yeah.
I think we should end it on this song.
I think it's a good stopping point. Yeah, we got some pot stickers to kill. And...
Yeah.
All right, dude.
Yo, dagger that. Yeah.
All right, man. Good talking.
Always. Wanna go get some grub?
Fuck yeah, dude. I'm hungry. That got me all hungry, man.